Welcome to this episode of The Good, The Bad and The Kaiju with your host Michael Sam. Today we are talking about Pacific Rim. Hi Sam.
Hey.
So I think we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I think
sure
we talked about this when it came out.
But this was a rewatch on our nice, lovely TV in 3D as well.
A big nice.
Now I remember watching this in 2D. Did we go and see it in 3D?
I think we did go see it in 3D.
I don't remember. I thought we went to see it in 2D because I really didn't like the idea of seeing it in 3D. Anyway, I did. We'll get on to the 3D in a bit. Was it fun to watch again, do you think?
Oh, yeah. This was just a fun one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the second watch. In fact, I think I liked it better the second time than the first time. I just really...
Yeah.
I think since we've done the Kaiju season, we've been kind of doing this. We did this after we saw Pacific Rim. Yeah. And I think I appreciate Kaiju kind of films a lot more. And I really appreciate this one for not dragging at all. It's got lots of really... It starts off with action-packed and it just stays action-packed. And also I appreciate the fact that it's CG. It's got proper heft.
Yeah. Things are definitely more weighty.
I do remember being a bit peeved last time that the fact all the fights seem to be in water. So I would have preferred them on land, but that didn't bother me so much this time.
Yeah, I think you may have been concentrating a bit more.
Yeah,
and followed the story a bit more.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. We watched in 3D. I have to say the 3D I found a bit irritating because they used that 3D trick of having action in the background and weird little non-important stuff right in the foreground, which really annoys me. Actually, it just feels like something in your face when it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And I just find it a bit annoying.
3D was very good at the opening with the particles.
Yes, I mean, the 3D was really good. And when they didn't do the stuff right in your face, I really quite enjoyed it. It's just right at the beginning, there seemed to be quite a lot of that. And then it kind of settled down into being, not so much. Or maybe I just got used to it. But... when it was 3D at a distance, it was pretty good. I think it's probably a fine film in 2D as well, though. It works perfectly well.
I've watched it a few times in 2D, so...
Yeah, I don't think it matters with this one. There's some films that are definitely better in 3D, like Dread and Gravity. I saw another one recently that I was really impressed with the 3D, but I can't remember what it was. There's not many 3D films that I think, that definitely benefit from 3D. And this was one I don't think it matters.
I'd agree with that. It adds a little more sort of depth, not like depth to the film, but it adds literal depth to a scene.
Yeah. I also think the film suffers a little from the characters aren't that strong, but they're fine for a kaiju film.
They don't need to be particularly strong because you're not really there for deep characters.
Who's your favourite character in this?
Probably either Charlie Hunnam's character, Riley Beckett, or Hercules Hansen.
Oh, I like Ron Perlman, actually. I thought Idris Elba was okay, though.
Yeah, Idris Elba was really
like that. And I liked some of the character stuff. I do think the film was probably a little overlong. Could have lost 15 minutes or somewhere, but where, I don't know, because it was quite action-packed. It was kind of fun. What was your favourite fight in it?
Oh, it's got to be the Shanghai fight right in the middle.
Who was in that?
Everyone. Literally every Jaeger was in part of that fight. That's why I liked it, because they, however briefly, got to demonstrate all of their abilities. Yeah,
they really owe something to the Iron Giant with this. Actually, they were really riffing on the Iron Giant.
In fact, I'd suggest if you can look at it, someone wrote there's this thing on Reddit called writing prompts, and someone said, put one prompting, what if the Iron Giant showed up in Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
And I'd suggest, if you can find it, reading it, because it's actually really really sort of fun to read. But anyway.
Okay, I might try and look into that. The fight you mentioned, I think, is also my favourite, but there's a section of it, I think it was in that bit, is where the gorilla-like kaiju is fighting Crimson Storm?
Crimson Typhoon.
Crimson Typhoon.
The three-armed one.
No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. It's the gorilla-like kaiju was fighting with the main hero.
Gypsy Danger is the main one.
Yeah. That fight I thought was really spectacular because that kaiju could really move fast.
Yeah.
So it's kind of intense.
Yeah.
But in fact, the film is fun all the way through. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing a Pacific Rim hookup with Godzilla.
Yeah.
The new Godzilla franchise.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool. But I'd like to see another.
That'd be awesome.
The next Godzilla film's apparently got. Is it Mothra?
Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah.
I want to see that first.
Yeah.
And then maybe a kaiju.
I think
in the end, I'd like to even see.
I think Godzilla 2 and Pacific Rim 2 are coming out the same year.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see Jet Jaguar in there somewhere as well. Actually.
Yeah.
I think he never got enough play in the Toho series.
Well, he only had one film, so...
Yeah, he needed more films than that.
I think he makes a big presence in some of the comics, though.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. It's just these, again, the Jaegers in Pacific Rim reminded me of Jet Jaguar a little as well. I think there was a little bit of that in it too. Not much, just a little. I like the heft of these robots. I like Ron Perlman. I like also the Ron Perlman bit, which was basically Deep Blue Sea. You know.
Yeah.
He
Monster just jumps up and eats him, and just him.
That's kind of fun. The goofy scientists were fine.
Yeah, they were fun sort of comedy relief, and they also did a good job of explaining all the sort of scientific details without going too deep into it.
They were fine. I mean, it was very one-dimensional, but it was fine. And there was some really disgusting stuff, involving like the I don't know, parasites that were on the kaiju and stuff like that. And the fact that kaiju were all the same DNA, so they were obviously been engineered to be different. That was a bit unclear. And I like the premise that you can't really spill their blood in the populated area, so you have to bash them, you can't just cut them.
Yeah.
But there was a cool bit with the sword stuff and all that.
I think every time they got the sword out, something awesome was going to happen.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It's like first time he sliced Otachi, I think it was called, the big flying one, in half. Clean in half.
Yeah,
and then proceeded to make essentially a halo drop.
Yeah, a massive machine halo drop. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
And then in the second time, he burnt a kaiju over a deep sea volcanic vent, and then he sliced one in half in a single hit. So
yeah. On the downside, I think the film was a little repetitive. But like I say, it was a really fun watch. It was definitely at least as fun as the first time watching it a second time. In fact, this might be our third time. I think I've watched the 2D.
Definitely my fourth time.
I think it's at least the third time to me. But I think there was a touch of feeling repetitive in places, though it was fun. A little shorter would have made it. I'd have given it more points actually if it had been a little shorter and even punchier. I think that would have worked well, so you wouldn't have got the feeling of repetition there. But it had a good ending, resolved well.
Yeah.
It was reasonable emotional investment, I think, in that ending. So it was kind of cool. And I'll look forward to Pacific Rim 2, actually. Yeah,
which supposedly has combining Jaeger, like Power Ranger style.
Nice. Nice. They're getting into that now, aren't they? Okay, so I think that's about... Oh, do you want to rate it again?
I think we've already rated it in the past.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll leave that for now. All right, then. So that's this kaiju over. I think... Oh, no, I won't say what our next one is because I think we've got a surprise one coming. Okay, so bye from me.
Bye.